Hey Benny, it's Mr. Ng. Looks like you needed some help with electron configuration, so I made you a little video. Sounds like you still need to come by and kind of get some individual help because it's good to ask questions and figure out all those misconceptions. But maybe this video will help out a little. Before we get too much into it, you need to first memorize your 4 blocks. This block is your S block. This block is your P block. These guys in the middle are all D, all right, these guys here. And then these guys down here are your F. So your S block, your P block, your D block, and your F block. If you know that, that helps out quite a lot. And then here you got to know your sublevels too. So I memorized it like this. So we already know that these guys here are S. This top one is 1S. And this next one is 2S, so on and so forth, right? 1S and going on. This one is 2P. This one is 3D. And this one is 4F. Just memorize that pattern, meaning there's no such thing as a 3F. That does not exist, nor is there a 2F or a 1F. Same thing here, there's no such thing as a 1P. That does not exist. Instead, there's 2P, 3P, 4P, so on and so forth, 1S, 2S, 3S, right? Just keep counting on the way down. The only trick is here when you go from S to P, this is 4S next to a 3D, okay? That's the only, so it's not like the same number throughout the whole row for that sublevel, okay? It's 4S, 3D, and then 4P again. So that's a common kind of misunderstanding there. But I just told you about it, so that shouldn't be a big deal, okay? Once you've memorized all of your sublevels, a lot of things become a lot easier. So let me show you. So here, let's do some simple electron configurations. Let's start with the simplest thing, which is hydrogen. Hydrogen only has, here's the nucleus, it only has one little electron, right? Sometimes it doesn't even have that, it's just a proton. So hydrogen has one little electron. To write that, we know that this sublevel is the 1s subshell, right? The 1s sublevel. So we just write 1s, and we write a little 1 here to talk about how there's one electron there, and that is hydrogen. To do helium, helium is right here. It's right next to it. It's still in the 1s, but look, it's got 2 electrons. It's got 2 electrons. So we just do 1s2, right? This little number talks about how many electrons in total in that subshell. That means here is beryllium. This is the 2s shell, right? So beryllium is going to end up in the 2s subshell, and it's got 1 electron and then 2 electrons in the 2s, so 2s2. On top of that, beryllium also holds all the electrons in the 1s. It has these guys too. So all the stuff before, we also write down. So 1s2 is also written down. Get that? Okay, let's move a little bit further along. What about this oxygen? This is in the 2p, right? We just memorized that. These guys are the 2p. So oxygen is right here in the 2p. Oxygen is in the 2p. 2p how many? 2p1, 2p2, 2p3, 2p4. So 2p4. On top of that, all the stuff that came before, meaning that 2s2 and that 1s2. Make sense? Let's do one more. Let's do this iron. Good old classic iron. Fe26. And this is 2p, so we memorize that these guys are 3D. 3D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is going to end up with a 3D6. Alright? Before that, there was a 4s2. And then there was, right, these guys are 4s. And then all these other guys, right? The 3p6, 3s2. So, ooh, I don't have room. So if I was going to write it down, it'd be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s6, 3p6, 4s2, 3d6. Right? Did you catch all of these? 1s2 are these guys here. Here, let me erase all this stuff. Give me 1 second. All right, let's erase all this. Okay. Get out of here, you stupid arrows. All right, let's try to figure out what this one iron is trying to say. 1s2, those are these guys here, right? 2s2, 2 and the 2s, that's 2s is right here, so these guys. 2p6 are all of these guys. 3s2, sorry, that should have been a 2. These guys. 3p6 are all of these guys. 4s2 are these two, and then 3d6 are all of these guys all the way up to here. You see that? We're just kind of filling it up, kind of like when you play Connect 4, okay? So one little thing, typically we put all the 3's together and all the 4's together, so we move this 3d6 up. So the electron configuration of iron is actually 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d6, 4s2. Okay, I hope that doesn't confuse you too much. As long as you know this 3d6, right? This is in the 3d subshell 6 down. That should be okay. All right, let's do some harder ones. Okay, so we just did iron, and it was kind of really long, right? So watch. Let me redo iron. Iron is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3d6, and then 4s2. That's so long, right? So there's a way to abbreviate it where we use the prior noble gas, which is argon. And argon is a 3p6. So instead of writing all this stuff, we write down argon. So a better way to write it is to do iron is argon 3d6 4s2. Easy. So that means we could do like really big ones this way, right? So let's look at antimony, which is Sb. Sb is all the way here, right? But all we got to do is start with the prior noble gas, which is a krypton, right? Step 1, start with the prior noble gas, krypton. Okay, I just looked here, right? If you don't remember, all of these guys are the noble gases. Noble. All right, krypton. Next, we just kind of identify where it is. This is in the p block. Remember 2p, 3p, 4p, 5p. We know it's in 5p. 1, 2, 3. We know it's going to end up in 5p3. 5p3. And then before all that, there's all this stuff, which is my 4D. So we know it has a 4D10. How do I know there's 10? Well, the D block holds 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And then before all that, in this little row, there's also a 5s2. Okay, so antimony is krypton with a 4D10, 5s2, 5p3. Some people don't even put the 4d10, they just do krypton 5s2, 5p3. Okay, let's do one more big old long one. Let's do like a gigantic one in the d orbital, right? Let's go with plutonium. If you remember, this is 4f, so this is going to end up in the 5f, right? And look, they slide right here. They're right next to the 4s's. I mean the 6s's. Okay, remember? 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. 7s and 5f. So to do plutonium, we look at the prior noble gas, which is right here, which is radon. So to do plutonium, the prior noble gas is radon. Okay, and then we just do these guys here, which is 7s2, 7s2, and then this guy here, which is 5f1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5f6. Okay, I hope you're getting it. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm identifying what sublevel they are, and I'm just counting down from the left to the right. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Okay, let's do one more slide to see if you understand these things. Okay, so I have some messed up electron configurations here. Let's look at this one. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p7. What's wrong here? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, that's dumb. We know that the p orbital only holds 6, right? Remember that? And then let's look at this one. So p orbital holds 6 electrons, not 7. Okay, let's look at this one. What's wrong with it? Oh, look, this one's not filled up and this one's not filled up. And if you recall, we have to fill them all up at once. So in this one, the d orbital is filled before the p orbital is fully filled. P sublevel p orbital is fully filled. Seems easy enough. I hope that helps out a little. If you're worried about tomorrow's exam, I will go through that worksheet that we worked on today in class, and there are answers in the back, so I would do that thing where like you try to do some and then try to figure out the answers. I hope that helps a lot, and I will see you tomorrow.